We're back again with another interview with Mr. Jones, and we're just going to be talking about different stuff about school topics.
Não lembro bem se foi recado ou aviso. Não lembro onde que escutei alguém falar.
So I guess the policy in I guess it's Midwest is kind of being enforced and strictly is that many students are getting frustrated with the new self-phone policy. So why did you decide to enforce it more this year?
Well, to be honest with you, it's not just a Mr. Jones policy. The policy was really addressed by the behavior specialists and the whole entire group that ultimately, runs ISS, and then it's run through a building leadership team. And the building leadership team is made up of many middle school teachers, of course, both principals, behavior specialists, and there's a group of about 12 of us that really looked at the cell phones. And I know you guys all like cell phones. I like my cell phone, but it's just a disruption to the educational process. And we've had so many teachers, and we've had so many inconsistencies. And for instance, like Mrs. Rounds, you don't pull your cell phone out. Mrs. Rounds is not a mean person, yeller, screamer, but she has the expectation that the cell phone is not to be used. And because we had many students on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchatting, and even parents were coming in concerned saying, my son or daughter texts us all day, and obviously if they're doing that, then they're not learning. And so, to be honest with you, it's not new. It has supposed to have been happening all the way since August. Some teachers have laxed on it a little bit, and we're just really trying to put an emphasis that the cell phone, for instance, there's other schools, and I won't say that their names, they don't have cell phones at all. You can't bring cell phones at all. So for us to allow you to have them during breaks and during lunch and those type of things, I think is still a privilege. But it was just starting to become a disruption, and you guys, I'm looking at all these students over here, they know as well as I do that it does disrupt the educational process. So that's why.
Okay, so another thing that students are frustrated with is that they have to go to school on Fridays if they're tardy. And so a question that they've had is, how do you think that Friday school is helping them with their tardy?
Well, first off, I have a job, and your teacher has a job, and we're required to be on time. And so, if we let students just freelance and come to school or to class 2, 3, 4 minutes late, in the real world, they might lose their job. And so, this is not their job, but ultimately, we have to try to enforce something that the students don't like. And Friday's your day off, and Friday's a day you guys all like and look forward to. So what we really want you to do is just to get to class on time and actually not have to come to Friday school. Because the only reason why you're in Friday school is not because of me and my rules, is because you decided to be tardy. And you get a lot of freelance. I mean, you can be tardy 3 times in each class. And I'm not a math major, but 21 tardies in a semester is a lot. So in other words, we try to address something where Friday is your day. We just really want students to be like, you know what, you have 1 minute to get to class, get to class.
Okay, so last week and a little bit of this week we had a teacher conference. So how do you think that went?
I think that this community is really amazing. And unfortunately, I was not here on Thursday because I was up at state wrestling covering the state wrestlers as far as my athletic director duties. But our turnout and the parents that are coming on Thursday has been fantastic. It shows that these parents care about their students and their education. And then on the back end of it, it was just a couple days ago, but on Tuesday, we conducted mini home visits, and that is the best part of our week, to be honest with you. We get to go into some of y'all's homes and get to see what meet your folks or your grandparents or whoever's raising you, and it's just an exciting time for us to build a relationship that, to be honest with you, all those rules that you were asking me about earlier, we're on your side. We really are. We're trying to uphold the same goals that your parents or your grandparents or your guardians are upholding. We want you guys to be successful, and we want you to graduate, and we want to get you out in the real world and be, ready to be productive. So The parent-teacher conferences were fantastic. Thursday, great turnout in the gym, and then obviously if we had a chance to come to your home on Tuesday, you ought to see how powerful, because not only are we learning about your families, you're teaching us more than actually we're learning about you. It's really, really powerful.
So you said that they went well, but is there anything that you would do like different that you would change, within the process, like how it actually works when you do the conferences?
Yeah, so it's a really good question. And so like my leadership style, and I've been principal over 10 years, my leadership style is not just what I think is best for the school. Like that's why we have the building leadership team. That's why we ask for student input. That's why we have leaders coming and talking to the DAC. We want students to be able to be a part of their education. And where I'm going with that is regarding parent-teacher conferences. When we have our next building leadership meeting, we'll review over it on our rules, and that's where the home visit change came, is through the building leadership team. And of course it was kind of my idea, but that didn't mean it was going to be the best idea, because we've tweaked it and we made it better. And to be honest with you, the way that I can improve it is we need to do more home visits than 2 or 3 each group of teachers. We need to shoot for 4 or 5 or 6 in that 3 or 4 hour block.
Okay, so a big thing that has been going on across the country is a lot of schools and students have been really concerned with school violence and how safe your school environment is. So how do you think that we can make our school environment safe and more comfortable to students who are concerned with the school violence?
This is the best question. I was hoping you were going to bring this up, because not only are you a little bit scared of your safety, so are the teachers and the people that work in the building. I think that our worst nightmare would be for something to happen to anybody in this school district or in this country to that measure. And I'm just going to say this, and I don't know if this is the correct answer or not. It's going to take all of us, and especially the students. The students know more about what's going on in this community and the threats than the teachers do. And of course, we are required by law to report anything, but in order for us, we're not going to have a drastic change where we're going to have metal detectors coming in the door next week. And I don't see that happening this year. We just have to understand that some people are going through struggling times, and sometimes people are disgruntled, and sometimes they want to act violently in a school. We're supposed to be safe here, but what our students have to do and our parents have to do is, if they hear of any inclination or anything that's a threat to you or me or anybody else, we just have to report it. And we have Safe to Tell, and that's an anonymous site. We can report threats to the school. We can report drug interactions at the school. We can report bullying through the school through Safe to Tell. And so we just have to really do a good job, because I have a family too, and I think that I'm thinking my son's worst nightmare would to have me be a part of that, but my worst nightmare would be to have somebody do something harmful at this school or in this state or in this valley. It's really actually hard for me to talk about, to even think about that.
That's all.
Good question.